Hey, what's going on guys, Oink here, and in today's video we're back with the International A license. So this is at the end of International B. Now you actually need to complete a championship here before you get access to the licenses, and then once you've finished that championship, you can go ahead and run these to gain access to the next set of events. And the first one is a simple slalom. Again, we've had one of these previously in a fairly low powered front wheel drive car. Now we've got an NSX rear wheel drive. For the most part, just kept it in second gear and about 50% throttle all the way through, and then accelerate. Very simple, just keep it nice and smooth, keep it nice and tight to the cones. Obviously you can't knock any over, and then on the exit just power into third gear and through the exit, and you should find that one relatively simple. License 2 is going to be at Ascari. This one's actually a little bit trickier, it's a bit more technical. We're in the Corvette C7 Stingray. And we're coming in high speeds here. Then we've got a reasonably tight right-hander followed by a little chicane, and then we've got to exit out on a tight left-hander. So cutting onto the apex there, and then braking about where the cones on the left are. You want to apex, stick it in third gear through there, and then basically just dodge the cones all the way around down into second. You can pretty much cut the chicane as long as you don't clip the cones. And third into the exit gets me a 22.1, and you need a 22.8 for the gold. Number 3 is in the C63 AMG, the Mercedes-Benz, and this is at Matterhorn, and we start coming up a steep hill, and this is a tricky corner, very difficult. It's a blind corner, you can't really see the exit because it's on such a steep hill. Very difficult to get sort of to know. Once you've learned it, it's not so bad. It's actually a very late brake, braking right at the top of the hill, coming wide down into second, hitting that apex. Watch out, the car will get very light as you come up the hill, so be careful. The rear will want to try and come out, and then make sure you're not hitting those cones on the outside. And in fourth gear we cross the line for a 21.293. You need a 22 flat for the gold. Takes us to the fourth test, which is in the GTR Black Edition, and these last two are rainy conditions, so a little bit tricky. The car, the first one we're doing is four-wheel drive, of course, in the GTR. It has a little bit of understeer when you're on the gas, but when you're coming off the brakes, you'll find it might slip out. So be very gentle with your acceleration and your steering inputs. Keep everything nice and smooth, and you need to turn in pretty early due to the understeer that you'll get. Basically just very little grip on any of your tyres. Again, early braking, in fact probably could have broken earlier and turned in earlier there. See, then I get on the gas quite late, and then you want to just hug that inside wall and then into fourth. Watch for the understeer that doesn't push you out too far wide, and then we get in for a 37.6. with the 38.5 getting you the gold, and we can take on our final International A license challenge, which is again a wet weather's condition, but this time we're at Suzuka in a Ferrari 458 Italia. The car is of course rear wheel drive, so you really need to be a lot more careful with the throttle control, otherwise the car will spin out on you, the rear will get round. Again, very smooth inputs as well on the steering. Make sure you're just kind of keeping it always smooth, like aim for that apex so they're nicely laid out with the cones. Wasn't perfect here, but I managed it anyway. But always turning in quite early, keeping it hugged against the apex for quite a long time, and then exiting nice and smooth. Again, aim for the cones on the left hand side and then exit. Make sure not to understeer too far. Nearly got caught out by the sand on the right hand side, but just about kept it within the lines, and get a 29 flat. You need a 29.5 for the gold. That wraps up International A. That will give you your next set of events, and you also get a couple of cars. So the first of which is just for clearing the events. If you clear them all with bronze or above, you'll get the Range Rover or Land Rover Range Rover Evoque Coupe Dynamic, one of the new cars in the game. And for getting all gold, like I did here, you'll get the high-end performance G37, which is one of the tuner cars from GT5. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.